So we are going to go ahead and get right into this. As you can see, I have 20 affordable Middle Eastern fragrances that I am going to be rating today. I am going to start with my favorites and work my way down to my least favorites. Actually, some of them are going into my donation box, okay? Let me begin with a hello. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. It is Wednesday. Happy hump day. Let's go ahead and jump right into the first one. I rate this fragrance right off the bat 10 out of 10. So here we have from the house of Attar, Crystal Love for Her. This is a creamy vanilla milkshake topped off with a bit of cacao and perhaps a few shavings of white chocolate and a Middle Eastern spice. It is that Middle Eastern spice that adds a twist to this fragrance. I think it makes it very unique, not a safe blind buy, not for everyone, but it is one of my favorites. I just love the sweetness, the creaminess, almost a milkiness to it. And I love the compliments I get with this fragrance. It lasts forever on my skin. It is not a loud fragrance, but it packs a punch. This will last on your skin all day. 10 out of 10. Presentation, the juice, absolutely. Oh, delicious. It's the spice for me, okay? It's that Middle Eastern edge that it has to it that is just so addictive. So that is from the house of Attar, Crystal Love for Her. Here we have from the house of Lattafa, Ansaam Gold. This is such a beautiful, sweet, powdery, fluffy, marshmallowy orange blossom. It's very feminine. There's something very light and airy about it. Well, there's a lot of mentions that this fragrance is very similar to Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. And I totally get it. There's something about that fluffy orange blossom, that marshmallowy fluffiness. But I have to say that for me, this reminds me more of Parfum de Marly's Oriana. Something about the juice in here that gives me like a fresh, clean, sweet dryer sheet. I know, Sunny, what are you talking about? That is just so strange. Oriana has that effect on me. There's something warm, fluffy, and I don't know what it is. It's like this steam. I smell like a fresh, warm, steamy fluffiness that reminds me of dryer sheets. As weird as that sounds, this fragrance, I rate this an 8 out of 10. The reason why I am only giving it an 8, it's only because I cannot wear this in high heat, okay? In high heat, this goes a little funky on my skin, but in cool temperatures, colder temperatures, oh, this is incredibly delicious and feminine. Ansaam Gold by Lattafa. The one and only Khamra from Lattafa. So this fragrance, ooh, this is not a dupe. I've never considered this to be a dupe of Kilian's Angel Share. Thankfully, it is not. And I am saying thankfully, I never thought this was a dupe to that fragrance. I adore the opening of Kilian's Angel Share. I just don't enjoy the dry down. The dry down is very woody on my skin and I don't want to smell like chopped wood, okay? But this fragrance is not a dupe. This holds its own. It's all about the spice laying on a bed of vanilla. And when they mix in together, it creates like this spicy, delicious booziness. I am going to rate this an 8 out of 10. I just think that this is a very dreamy, creamy, addictive, sexy, spicy vanilla scent. Yara Moi by Lattafa. So this is a recent purchase, new to my collection, one that surprised me, absolutely surprised me. I did not expect to like this fragrance. Put it this way, love this fragrance as much as I do. This, is a very sweet, fruity patchouli scent. I think the patchouli in here is the star. It is the star of this fragrance. Not only is it sweet and fruity and sophisticated and sexy, okay, because I find this fragrance to be date night approved. It has this touch of greenness that makes it so unique. I am going to rate this a 9 out of 10. This is the most, out of all of these fragrances, the most that surprised me. So that is Yara Moi Lattafa. Infini Rose Maison Alhambra. This is highly sexy. This is a very sensual, sexy fragrance. It's going to command attention when you enter a room. So I compare this, what is it? Is it Mancera Roses Vanille? I'm going to insert a picture. It reminds me of that fragrance as soon as I smell it. But I feel like in here, it's more wearable for me. This is your sweet, dark, deep, jammy rose. It has that wearable oud and rose combination that I so enjoy when it's not strong and bold and in your face. Dry Down has like this sweetness to it. It gives me a sweet cotton candy-ish oudy rose scent when it dries down. This is hella sexy. One's eyes are going to be on you. This is that fragrance that you want to pair that up with. I'm going to rate this a 9 out of 10. I think that this is the perfect evening out, special occasion, date night. It performs beautifully. So that is Infini Rose, Maison, Alhambra. Rasasi, Qasamat, Ebhar. The opening of this fragrance reminds me a lot, only in the opening of Nobile La Danza. I'll insert a picture. It opens up with a fresh apple note, a sweet fresh apple, but the dry down, as this starts to develop on your skin, it becomes very warm, delicious, cozy. You get more of that tonka and praline and vanilla. I am going to rate this a 9 out of 10. This is a beautiful, beautiful, affordable, again, of course, affordable, such an affordable, yummy, delicious, just warm apple and tonka and praline scent. So that is Qasamat, Ebhar from Rasasi. Love Apple, Al Rehab. So this would be the most affordable one out of the bunch. I think at the time when I purchased this, it was about $6.99 on Amazon. So this is basically your smoked spicy apple. That's it. It's a smoked spicy apple. It is delicious. It is cozy. It is festive. This is my go-to at the start of fall. As soon as those leaves start to change colors and they start coming down, I always bring this one out. There's something so festive about it. And that touch of incense, the touch of incense in here for such an affordable fragrance, it's just crazy. It's crazy how beautiful this smells. I am going to rate this a 6 out of 10 only because it lasts on my skin for about 2 to 3 hours. I can throw this in my bag and just re-up. So that is Love Apple, Al Rehab. Qaed, Al Fursan. So do I consider this a safe blind buy? Absolutely not. I've had this for quite some time. I'm going to say over 1 year. And the longer it has sat, the sweeter it has become. And I do pick up more of florals, something I didn't pick up in the past. So this is your very sweet, musky, milky. I'm going to say milky, not creamy, milky. There's a difference. This is your milky, coconutty vanilla. I don't think there's any coconut in here, but it's coming across as a coconut, like a coconut vanilla. I'm going to rate this fragrance a 6 out of 10. I feel like I have to be in the mood for it. I don't reach for it as much, and I really should. I think this is beautiful and comforting in colder temperatures. So that is Qaed, Al Fursan from the house of Lattafa. Aseer For Women from the house of Lattafa. So I don't hear too many people talk about this fragrance. When I purchased it, it immediately reminded me of Crystal Noir from the house of Versace. Of course, there goes the picture. So this is spot on, okay? The only difference that I pick up is that Crystal Noir from Versace has more of a peppery, spicy cardamom in the opening. It's in here. That cardamom and pepper is in here, but it's not as spicy in the opening, which I actually appreciate. So this fragrance is a very, I call it a cold coconut, a cold sandalwood. It smells very fresh. It's very clean, but again, it's a unique fragrance, as is Crystal Noir Versace. I find that fragrance to be so unique. It has this clean, cold floralness to it, but the spiciness, it's what makes it very interesting. I'm going to rate this a 7. I have to be in the mood for this fragrance. It has that spiciness, that coldness to it. It's so unique. but I have to be in the mood for it. I have to be in the mood for this fragrance as well. So that is Aseer For Women Lattafa. So now we are going to head on down to my least favorite fragrances. So here we have Junoon Rose Haramain. This is so girly. This is ultra feminine. You're at a picnic party, going out to brunch with your girls. This is your sweet cherry almond vanilla scent. It has a creaminess when it dries down that is so addictive. I am going to rate this a 6 out of 10 only because I am really not into florals. I have to be in the mood to wear a heavy floral. This is your sweet, heavy floral. Definitely more wearable than so many other fragrances. That's why I hold on to it. But I'm going to rate it a 6 out of 10. So that is Junoon Noir Rose Haramain. Rare Passion Afnan. So I've held on to this fragrance. It is in my declutter donation box, okay? That is where it is placed, but not for nothing. Oh, there's something about this that I really do enjoy. It is your sweet orange blossom rose. That is it. There's nothing more to it. It's just a sweet red rose. I think the orange blossom is coming through so much more now than when I first sprayed it. So hold on to this and try it out perhaps around Valentine's Day. This is a Valentine's Day scent. Very girly, feminine, soft, sweet, sits close to the skin, very intimate. So I am going to give it a 5 out of 10. I feel like it has to sit and mature a little bit more. So that is Rare Passion, Afnan. Eternia Woman, Afnan. So I've had this fragrance for quite some time, and this is giving me a bedtime scent. There's something very almost like fluffy about it. It's your sweet citrus. Oh, it smells so good. It's your sweet citrus almondy vanilla scent. It reminds me, it's not a dupe. I wouldn't consider it a full-on dupe. It reminds me of Dior Poison Girl. It has that very feminine, girly, sweet quality to it. To be real, I really don't reach for it. If I'm in the mood for Poison Girl, I'll just spray Poison Girl. It doesn't last on my skin. I actually feel like this one performs so much better, but there's something in here. I'm not sure if there's this powderiness that dries down a little bit weird on my skin, and that is why I'm going to rate this one a 6 out of 10. So that is Eternia Woman. Here we have Shaghaf Oud Azraq from Swiss Arabian. So this is pretty new to my collection. Right off the bat, there's this smooth, gentle oud. It's that wearable, I'm here, but I kind of sit in the background a little. It's not your strong oudy fragrance. I get oud and cinnamon. And when it dries down, I find that it gets a little bit sweeter. It's like that bourbon vanilla starts to peek through, and it adds a beautiful sweetness. So I am going to rate this a 5 out of 10. I'm only giving it a 5 because I find that it leans more masculine on my skin. I'm pretty sure this gets compared to Montal's Honey Oud. Is it Honey Oud? I don't get any honey in here. Not just yet. It's still pretty new to me. I have to play around with it a little bit more, and I'm pretty sure eventually that honey, cinnamon, the spices will start coming through. So that is Shaghaf Oud Azraq, Swiss Arabian. Deux pour Femme from Afnan. So this is another fragrance that I've had for quite some time. I remember when I first purchased this, I could not even find a review on YouTube, and now everyone talks about this fragrance. So it does get compared to, what is it, La Nuit Trésor? I get where they're going with this, but for me, in my opinion, I have trouble comparing this with La Nuit Trésor. I get the whole vibe of it, but for me, maybe it's because I've had it for so long, this smells like a deep red wine. It's very sexy and sultry, and there's a bowl of chocolate candies right next to you. There's this bitterness to it, like this bitterness from wine, and a sweetness that comes from chocolate. I have to be in the mood for this fragrance. It's a cold weather type of scent. I enjoy this around this time of the year. I'm going to rate this one a 7 out of 10. I'm only going to give it a 7 because this one does not last long on my skin. It does better on clothing. So that is Deux Pour Femme, Afnan. So I recently spoke about this one in a recent declutter video, and listen, it's still waiting for someone to pick it up, okay? Here we have French coffee, Rehab. Chocolate, caramel, and coffee. Straightforward, it's bold, it's loud, it's strong, it fills up a room. I am going to rate this a 3 out of 10 because it reminds me of sticky coffee that has been spilled on the skin. So that is French coffee, Rehab. I'm probably going to say this all wrong. I apologize if I do. Please do not get offended. So here we have Turab Dhahab. So I basically purchased this because of the hype on TikTok. It was summertime, it was hot, and they said this is the perfect summertime fragrance. So all I get in here is a sweet citrus, coconutty vanilla scent. It smells much more different when I spray it in the air. Smell it out of the atomizer. It has like that nice creamy body butter scent to it. But on my skin, there is just something funky. It becomes a scrubber for me. So I am going to sadly rate this a 1 only because it's an instant scrubber. It does not this just doesn't want to mesh well with my skin. So that is Turab Dhahab. I think it's by, I'm not sure who this is by. It doesn't say it on the bottle, but I'll insert a picture. Broca, are you serious? Are you serious? No, are you serious? I mean, look at this bottle. Oh my goodness. I am immediately going to rate it a 3 out of 10. This is your very potent, bold white floral patchouli. This falls into that whole scent profile of Givenchy L'Interdit. So if you enjoy L'Interdit and all the flankers, you would enjoy this fragrance. It's a very strong, perfumey, bold, bright, sharp white floral and patchouli. I get a lot of jasmine in here, but there's also something in the opening that smells a little bit like grape juice. And of course, that's coming from the white florals. I don't hate this type of scent profile. I have to be in the mood for it. And I have to be honest, it kind of induces a headache, like an immediate headache. So that is, are you serious? Are you serious? Rue Broca. So here we have another Rue Broca. This one is called Théorème. I think that's how you pronounce it, Théorème. I definitely prefer this bottle over the other one. This one also falls into that same scent profile. It's a white floral. So now that I am revisiting this fragrance once again, after quite some time, I actually like this one. I think I'm going to move this one up. It happens, y'all. It happens. We can change our minds. It's okay. This fragrance gets compared over on Fragrantica to, what is it, Giorgio Armani, My Way. And I totally can see the similarities in here. I honestly find this one more wearable in here is not as offensive as I found it to be in Giorgio Armani's My Way. It has like that same sweet, bright, bubblegummy tuberose. That beautiful white floral is in here. Is being saved. I am going to rate this. I'm going to rate this now, today. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. This one right up here, and we are going to hold on to it. So let's move on from Armaf, The Pride. So this is basically a 1 for me. I'm going to rate this a 1. It is a sweet, powdery, almondy, nutty vanilla with a pinch of coffee in it. And it is a dupe. I personally find this to be a dupe for Carolina Herrera Good Girl, and that is a scent that I do not like. Work on me. I just don't like it. So I am going to rate this a 1. I tried to pass this down to my sister, and she returned it. She did not enjoy it. Let me know if you are interested in this fragrance. You can have it. So that is The Pride from the house of Armaf. So this may come as a bit of a surprise, only because I feel like this fragrance gets so much hype, and I totally get it. It's so affordable. It's your sweet, powdery milk chocolate. But here is why I am going to rate this a 1. A 1. I'm going to go ahead and spray it. It is so soft. No, I get alcohol, a strong dose of alcohol, this dusty chocolate powder, and it leaves like this poofy trail, and it's gone. It is completely gone. There is no reason for me to hold on to it. I spray it on my skin. 5 seconds later, it's gone. For me, it is just not working. So that is Choco Musk. Rehab. This was so much fun to do. I honestly, when I was gathering all these fragrances, I didn't realize, oh my goodness, I was like, shit, I have accumulated so many Middle Eastern fragrances. Not everything is going to be a win, but I have to give it up to Middle Eastern fragrances because they are not playing around, okay? You could get some amazing, amazing perfumes that last, leave a trail, get you compliments at affordable prices. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.